Hey, welcome to the channel. I'm Seth. Bless the Maker and his water, because we're finally getting around to watching Dune. I am one of those few idiots that saw that Dune was coming to streaming, was really excited, and was going to check it out after the holiday season, was going to check it out in January. And it was only up for that month of December, so yay, it's back. Finally get to watch it. I've been waiting a long time for this. I mostly do TV show reactions on this channel, sprinkled in a few movies. I think this is going to be the 6th on the channel, so not that many at all. Growing up, my father always spoke highly of Dune and Frank Herbert, and I read a lot of things that my parents read, but I never touched the Dune series. But then, after he died, I picked up the first book. I waited a few years, but I picked up the first book and read it. And I grew up on watching the movies, the old one, the really weird janky one. Was it David Fincher or no, David Lynch? So I was vaguely familiar with the material going in. Bene Gesserit, Kwisatz Haderach, Dune, Arrakis, Spice, Connection, Destiny. Familiar with it, from that. And then I saw the Sci-Fi Channel series, I think, did a 2-part movie or two-parters about the first 2 books or first 2 novels. And I've seen that a whole bunch of times, so then I finally read the book, years later, just the first book. Familiar with the material, and I'm looking for a modern take on it, and that's what this is going to be. When Game of Thrones was still on, I used to watch a bunch of videos from Comic Book Girl 19. She was really heavy and hard into the Dune stuff, so it was cool after reading the book to be able to go back and, after reading the book, do the book review, the kind of literature club book review read-along post, I mention that because I've literally been dying a little bit every day because I've wanted to know what she thinks of the new movie. But I don't want to spoil myself to anything. I know the general premise, but I want to have the experience first. And then going on to YouTube and finding mega fans of Herbert in the series, so it's been really cool leading up to this point in my life in this aspect, and I'm curious to get into it, so we're not going to waste any more time here. This is the 2021 version of Dune. Here we go. Oh, I was like, this is not Arrakis or Kaladin. I talk a lot, but in the edit I see more. I'm familiar with the material, so I'm kind of comfortable speaking over and anticipating when it's okay to jibber jab. In the event that I'm wrong, I'm sorry, we'll all be dead soon, and you won't remember it.
My planet Arrakis is so beautiful when the sun is low. Rolling over the sands, you can see spice in the air.
This is Chani, right? Zendaya.
At nightfall, the spice harvesters land.
Blue within blue.
The Harkonnens.
Harkonnens. I kind of like the Harkonnen, but Harkonnen works too. That's not Thade, that's little shit. What's his name? My cheeks are gonna be hurting. I'm just smirking and giddy and smiling.
But one day, by imperial decree, they were gone. Why did the Emperor choose this path? And who will our next oppressors be?
Oh, I'm ready. I don't know where this movie could end. Will it end at the end of the first book, or halfway through, or... The Lady Jessica.
If you want it, make me give it to you.
The book started with him getting woken up.
I just woke up.
Whoa. The voice? Are we going to do that?
Give me the water.
The shit that Bene Gesserit could do
Skills take years to learn, Paul.
and Lady Jessica could do in the book, it would never translated well to the movies. I'm really hoping that her parts are written in the parts I want.
Only the native tribes known as the Fremen have adapted well enough to survive.
So far, it's a low-volume movie. I've got my headset all the way up. I've got HBO all the way up.
For the Fremen, spice is the sacred hallucinogen, which preserves life and brings enormous health benefits. For the Imperium, Spice is used by the navigators of the Spacing Guild. Without spice, interstellar travel is impossible.
Not mad at the exposition because every other Dune has had a lot of exposition, and the lore is dense, so they literally have to throw it out there. The ship CGI looked good. But was this Destiny 2? I think I have an Ana skin in Overwatch that looks like some of these people. Gurney. Halleck. Thanos!
How much will it cost them traveling all this way for this formality?
3 guild navigators, a total of 1.46 million, 62 salaries round here.
Yo, that's the, what are they called? The human computers, I forget.
By the grace of Shaddam IV of House Carino, ascendant to the golden lion throne of Padisha, Emperor of the known universe.
The voice of Padishah.
By members of the
Yeah, look at this Destiny 2 looking people.
House Atreides shall immediately take control of Arrakis and serve as its steward.
The acoustics of the sound coming back was pretty good. That can't be the Reverend Mother, could it? I don't feel bad about talking about what I know and what's going to happen because you should know this if you're watching this. Why the hell would you watch me if you haven't seen this? It's a 2.5 hour movie. I'm going to get this down to like 30 to 45 minutes.
Duncan.
Momoa! Poor Duncan. South Park's Kenny of the Dune universe.
I've been having dreams about Arrakis and the Fremen. I saw you
Oh, shit.
with the Fremen.
So I do find them.
One movie called them the Fadakin. The other movie called them the Fadaikin. What do you all like more? Just getting ahead of myself here.
Dreams make good stories. But everything important happens when we're awake. Because that's when we make things happen.
Yeah, but the sleeper must awaken, you know?
The future of House Atreides. And grandfather fought bulls for sport. Yes. Look where that got him.
He's a painting on the wall.
By making an alliance with the Fremen. That's what I've sent Duncan, Idaho to arrange. To cultivate desert power.
Goddamn right.
I told my father I didn't want this either. I wanted to be a pilot.
Poe Dameron, let's get it.
And if your answer is no, you'll still be the only thing I ever needed you to be. My son.
Full disclaimer, I've choked up on camera before. I'm thinking of my dad a lot, so if something happens, forgive me.
Maybe you'll find yours.
I think it was fine until I mentioned it might happen, and I think that fucking... It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Are you the new weapons master?
With Duncan, Idaho gone, I must make do as best I can.
Alright, we snap. We win.
Give us a song instead.
Love and cattle. The slow shield penetrates the blade.
The slow blade penetrates the shield.
So you gotta get in there quick and then go slow.
I have you.
Aye. But look down, my lord. You're to join me in death.
Oh, the attention to detail of the hand jet grab being slow enough to penetrate. Flash off that red, that was cool.
Your eyes, I need to see it in your eyes. You never met Harkonnens before. I have. They're not human, they're brutal.
Let's get it. Oh, this architecture is gonna be wild. The set design, the interiors are gonna be, it's just gonna be fucking brutal, grimy. Raban. Drax.
How can the Emperor take everything we built and give it to that Duke?
Don't be too sure it's an act of love.
Piter. Right, Peter? Piter?
Man is a gift, not a gift. And the Emperor is a jealous man. A dangerous, jealous man.
Is this his floaties? I'm thinking about it. I know a lot of people who play a lot of the characters in this movie, but what about the other nephew, Fade? I have no idea who plays him. Hopefully he wasn't written out. No, you couldn't do that because of the end. No fucking way. End of the first book. God, every single, like, most of these frames, these wide shots are just desktops. It's just images waiting to be captured. We about to do a little Gom Jabbar. I mean, I know we are. I don't know why I'm phrasing it as if, like, I'm so clever to lead through the obvious fucking plot points that everyone knows about. I'm just giddy, okay?
My teacher at the Bene Gesserit school, she's now truthsayer to the Emperor himself. She would like to meet you.
Your master.
Oh, poor
To check your vitals.
Dr. Yui.
但是我是刘总，他们做的一切都是为了他们自己。
Plans within plans. I only read the first book once. I don't remember if hand gestures were a big thing. I'm not recalling.
Defiance in the eyes, like his father.
You dismissed my mother in her own house.
Come here, kneel.
Oh, yes. I like how they just
Dare you use the voice on me?
possessed him across the room without him being aware. Blanked out between A and B.
The Gom Jabbar. Poison needle. Instant death. Remove your hand from the box, and you die. No need to call the guards. Your mother stands behind that door. No one will get past her.
Truth.
Is the little death that brings obliteration.
It's a nice way of doing it, having...
I'll face my fear and open it.
You can tell he's thinking it and lipping it and thinking it, and because she's over there saying it, he's hearing it and knows it.
Enough.
She didn't say, remove your hand from the box.
If you had been unable to control your impulses like an animal, we could not let you live. You inherit too much power.
Not because I'm a Duke's son.
Because you are Jessica's son. You have more than one birthright, boy.
They've been doing their breeding program for a long time, trying to make their perfect being.
Tell me about these dreams.
I had one tonight.
What did you see?
A girl on Arrakis.
Did you have to go that far?
You chose to train him in the way, in defiance of our rule. He wields our power. He had to be tested to the limits. So much potential wasted in a male. You were told to bear only daughters. But our plans are measured in centuries. We have other prospects. If he fails his promise.
It's like Ghost in the Shell music from the first movie.
Thousands of years, we've been carefully crossing bloodlines to bring forth a mind powerful enough to bridge space and time, past and future. We think he's very close now. Some believe he's here.
It's crazy knowing what house she comes from to understand that Bene Gesserit plan, and reloading into the little fleshlights in space. Gonna have the 28 days later vibe to it, the music right now. They better be loading in and not loading out at Dune already. I wanted to see them do the trip. Oh man, I wanted to see space fold or the space, the jockeys, the pilots, the navigators. Are we just glossing over that, or is that going to be probably revealed maybe through Padishah backstory and scenes?
Shield.
Went from a lush, wet planet to Dust Bowl. He's like, I hate it already, except for that girl.
My lungs taste the air of time, blown past fallen sand.
Are they gonna have dogs again? What's up, ladies? Let's talk about it.
To fear what? Young master.
I recognize him, but I can't place it.
My lord.
Like, is that George R.R. Martin, you know? Like, from the back, it looks like George R.R. Martin. Yeah, I wonder how they're gonna show the water scenes and the ringing of the towels and all that sort of thing. If they show it. I don't know. There's so much! Were they loading into an ornithopter? Yeah. Such a cool way of doing it, too. Literally dragonflies, kinda.
What are they shouting?
Listen, Al-Gaib. It's their name for Messiah.
Mm-hmm.
That means the Bene Gesserit have been at work here.
breaking superstitions.
Preparing the way.
In the book, they laid the groundwork. Bene Gesserit spreading the word, and they said, one day we'll show up. One day we'll show up. They believe it'll happen because they've been coached by the Bene Gesserit. Now the Bene Gesserit are showing up. It's like a self-fulfilling thing. To secure the witch or the Reverend Mother or whoever's there to like give them an in with the people. Goddamn, look at him go. One little thing goes off and it vibrates itself apart. Damn. They went all fucking out on this bitch.
Shower, you scrub your ass with sand, my lord. That's what they say. That's what they say.
Oh no. Oh no.
Candidates for housekeeper, my lady.
Oh, we're gonna meet her. She should be like a little... The book said she was a short, pug-faced girl. Okay.
The rest of you may go. I know that you have a weapon concealed in your bodies. If you mean to harm me, it won't be enough.
It's meant as a gift. If you are truly the one.
Oh shit, Chris Knife.
Do you know its meaning? It's a maker. A mother and the son.
I thought it would shatter if it was not near the person. Praise the Maker and his water. Or bless the water. I don't know. Just fucking praise. Praise the sun while we're at it. Give soul his.
Oh, these aren't indigenous. They can't survive without me. Each one of these drinks every day the equivalent of 5 men. 20 palm trees. 100 lives.
The largest and most dangerous.
Oh, sandworm. I was like, what are we looking at here?
Using the sandwalk, a dance-like motion with irregular rhythm, which emulates the natural sounds of the desert.
Drunk stagger through the desert.
Stretching more than 450 feet.
Muad'Dib. Oh, I forgot about this. There are so many iconic scenes in the book, probably in the movie. I really don't know how I'm going to edit this down to 30 to 45 minutes. The thing was way too close. There's no way. If you see a bee flying straight at you,
Harkonnen agent was cemented into that hole 6 weeks ago.
damn.
Ran the hunter-seeker through a water pipe inside the walls.
6 weeks ago. Fucking excuse me?
The thing must leave. Get out.
I have no problem with spiders, but I don't know what the fuck that was.
It must never be known.
Oh, because we were outside of the silence cone.
Atreides would die in the dark.
Duke Leto Atreides means nothing to our order. But his wife is under our protection, and by extension, her son.
House Harkonnen would never dream of violating the sanctity of your order. I give you my word.
Yeah, he knows the Bene Gesserit are not to be fucked with.
If the Duke's son lives,
No Atreides will live.
but you gave your word to the witch, and she sees too much.
I said I would not harm them, but Arrakis is Arrakis. And the desert takes the weak. My desert.
Who did the Emperor appoint? Dr. Liet Kynes, Imperial Ecologist. Been here 20 years.
Hidden in the desert in a community called the Siege. Stilgar, the leader of that siege, has come with me to meet you, sire.
How big was the place?
I'd say 10,000 people. And there are hundreds of sieges.
Millions of Fremen. You were right.
Finally, they sent a warrior out to kill me. And I gotta tell you, I've never come so close to dying. There's no finer fighter in the Imperium.
Stilgar. Welcome.
Always judging the Fremen.
Thank you, Stilgar, for the gift of your body's moisture. We accept it in the spirit in which it was given.
Precious.
I ask for this. Do not seek our sieges. Do not trespass.
But your sieges will be yours forever. And you will never be hunted while I govern here.
That's very honorable. I must go. That's all I have to say to you. She.
take time.
He reminds me of, like, Bernard from Westworld.
What the hell is a sand compactor? That's a sand compactor. They're fierce, but loyal. They're attuned to the desert. Part of it.
What? Is that the carry-all picking up the harvester? That is a seemingly more practical way to carry.
Thank you for the still suits.
They are Fremen make.
I'm not butthurt about the recasting either, because it makes sense if you cast Zendaya as Shani.
In good working order, your suit won't lose more than a thimbleful of water a day. Your desert boots are fitted slip fashion at the ankles. Who taught you to do that?
Seemed the right way. Are you Fremen?
I am accepted in both Siege and Village.
Yeah, that wasn't a yes or a no. Probably gonna cut all this out. I'm a rambling mess. I'm just happy to be here.
You can see the spice scattered over the surface.
Worm son?
A sand wave moving toward the crawler. We should see one.
I'm afraid this whole video reaction is just gonna be me nodding.
They're drawn by rhythmic noises.
Is it? It's so kind of a yes. Yes, it is.
Big one.
So what happens now?
They'll call a carry-all to lift the crawler. They'll harvest right up to the last minute. There it is.
Insert surface-to-air missile.
How many men on that crawler?
Crew of 21.
Our ships can take 6 each. It's still 3 short. We'll find a way.
Rip out the chairs. Dump the beer. Oh, he's gonna get his first raw spice, right? Like, Paul, you're supposed to be helping with a rescue, not playing with spice sand.
Damn the spice! I want every man off that crawler now!
There's no one to pick you up. There's a giant fucking worm coming to eat you. This had to have been amazing in the theaters. It's like when you're driving down the road and someone else is smoking pot in a car around you and you're like... Couldn't tell if he was talking about the worm or, you know, obviously Gurney. I know worm doesn't have footsteps, but it's an old creature and it's, you know, coming upon them. God damn. The idea of being sifted into the sand. Like that much vibration in the ground.
Bless the Maker and his water. Bless the coming and going of him. May his passage cleanse the world. And keep the world for his people.
I mean, I kind of like the design of the other worms more in the other versions of it, but it makes kind of sense that it would be a filter feeder, potentially a sifter, with bristle teeth at the mouth, kind of like whales, some whales.
It's plain to see. Everything they've left us is in shambles. We've been set up to fail.
That carry-all was just old.
I think it was Harkonnen sabotage in other versions.
Spice is a psychoactive chemical. You seem to be sensitive.
Allergic by ass. Yeah, tripping some balls. Yeah, they were cutting the different times of them embracing.
It's confusing. I thought I saw my death, only it wasn't. I know a knife is important, somehow.
In the books, you keep seeing all these dead ends, all these multiple timelines coming to a point where it could end.
I know you're pregnant.
They're doing this now. I guess they have to preface this power and, you know, intuition. Seleucus Secundus, Imperial Army planet. Is this the Sardaukar? Oh yeah, we gotta meet Padishah Emperor, and then hopefully some space navigators, some guild navigators. I wanna see... Oh, shit. What was with the upside down people?
Atreides legions are the finest in the Imperium. Trained by Gurney Halleck in Duncan, Idaho.
Saduka, Fiukabade, Sakusa Akista Fade.
3 battalions. As agreed.
Garanzi. Atata.
I'm telling y'all, it's just gonna be 2.5 hours of me smiling, and I'm gonna fucking hurt.
Ever since you brought him before your Reverend Mother, he hasn't been the same.
They really love each other in the books. I hope they,
Will you protect our son?
With my life.
I'm not asking his mother, I'm asking the Bene Gesserit.
Yeah, the mother would, the Bene Gesserit would not. Might not.
This is not you.
Yeah, he hasn't slept yet in the books, I think, right? He's just running around day, night, like... The books talked about the grandfather and his bull fighting and the paintings a lot, so it's good to see this. I like seeing it brought up passively in here. Oh, about to do a Spider-Man kiss? No, that's hard to do. You look awkward as shit. Is this what the I'm gonna be upset if this is happening right now, which I think it is. It's interesting what things they're doing more of or doing less of versus the other versions of it. I'm not mad at it, I'm just saying it is a little different. I thought there'd be more sabotage or a little more time on our water demonstrations or something. But we're straight into the shit now. 1 hour and 20 minutes in. Oh, let's get it. Is this the Sardaukar drop pods or the Harkonnens? I like it, it's melee fighting, you know, and they're not doing blasters, really. I mean, that's because if everyone has shields, then ranged weapons aren't effective. Unless you have slow bolters or whatever. Damn. So the Harkonnen are in black, the Sardaukar are in the whitish gray. The Atreides are in red because they're covered in blood.
I'm going to replace your back tooth if you bite down hard. Breathe out, and you will fill the air with poison.
Raban's about to start. Yep. Like, I don't even know why you'd ever surrender to an enemy you know is just gonna cut you down. Oh, yeah. That fish wall kind of looks like a map in Overwatch. No, we didn't kill him. So when he does the voice, it'll only work on the one instead of everyone. 4th of July! Woo! Oh no. Those dudes just backed the fuck up. I was gonna say, were they gonna do Duncan dirty here like in the one movie, or were they gonna give him his proper send-off? Well, his first send-off. Oh my gosh! It was cool to see the Ornithopter take a hit but still have the shields too. Okay, Jesus. It's one ship. Is there 3? 1 pilot and 2 normal dudes? Or was it... Stop! Perfect timing. I keep wanting to say, oh yeah, in the book, or in the other movie. It's like, I'm just excited. I know the material, okay? I'm talking to myself here. It's a reaction. I got him naked, laid back.
You have a wonderful kitchen, cousin.
If only instead of a gas tooth, he had the tooth that Clarissa has in the Expanse. You just Hulk out.
Set her free. That you could join her. So join her. Your son is dead. Your concubine is dead. Tonight the House of Atreides falls.
He is way too high. Look at him. I love how in this version everything is shielded. Ornithopters, carryalls, fucking Pete, the Baron. Like, everyone has shields. By the juice of Savathun, the speed to give me thought, the thought to give emotion, to set my mind in motion, and the juice alone of Savathun. Wow. It looked like it was a bigger fucking deal than it was in the books. It just killed Peter, or Piter. Looked like that whole room took an L, except for the Baron. Yeah, look, everyone is laid out.
It's not safe for you here.
Will you tell the great houses of the Landsrat how we were betrayed? How the best of them were murdered?
Damn, oh my god. Is it an air sucker upper? Like, what are they doing? You are alive, my Baron. Vice in the air. Yo, Mom, are you seeing this too? Whoa. Oh, yeah. Fremen coming out. Damn. Woo! It makes more sense if you're in the desert, you want something white to be reflective of the light and the heat instead of, oh my god, instead of like the black uniforms that they had in the past. Although it does look a little tech heavy, it does look a little bulkier than I'd expect. Yeah, he can't stop the holy war that's coming. Like, can only become what's before him.
I see a holy war spreading across the universe like unquenchable fire. A warrior religion that waves the Atreides banner in my father's name. Fanatical legions worshipping at the shrine of my father's skull. A war in my name! You know who you are. Get off me!
Yeah, they're doing a lot of crying on this desert world. You gotta budget your water a little better. Excuse me, what are we looking at here? Oh, water catches? Is that what this, Oh, it's the lining of their tent, okay.
It's recycled water from the tank. Sweat and tears.
Yo. Our little mousy boy. That's right, put that shit back in your mouth. I wasn't sure about that device earlier when they introduced it, but now it appears, it's some sort of oscillator, some sort of sonic oscillator that can move sand away, which is good if you're trying to implant yourself in dunes or hide out somewhere. He'll still have to prove himself, though. They're especially big on that, and at all times challenges must be squashed and met. And
must have been 10 legions, hundreds of ships.
Damn.
Sardaukar with them. These 2 battalions.
Are you sure?
You cross swords with the Sardaukar. You know it.
The Emperor's taken aside.
I think in the book they were wearing Harkonnen uniforms to disguise them, but it was obvious.
The work had begun, but then the spice was discovered. Suddenly, no one wanted the desert to go away. Tanak, will you find still suits to fit our visitors?
Yes, Liet.
Shamir coffee service, please.
Of course, Liet.
Why do they call you Liet?
Who are you to the front?
That's right.
Testify that the Emperor has moved against us here.
If they believe me, there would be general warfare between the great houses and the Emperor. Chaos.
And suppose I presented the Emperor with an alternative to chaos.
You'd make a play for the throne. You're a lost boy hiding in a hole in the ground.
A voice from the outer world who will lead them to paradise. I know you loved a Fremen warrior and lost him in battle. I know you walk in 2 worlds and are known by many names. As Emperor Dr. Kynes, I can make a paradise of Arrakis with a wave of my hand.
They're peeking. They're dropping in. Anticipation smile. In the books, it's always like 6 Fremen attacked 25 Sardaukar. 1 Fremen killed, 1 injured. Sardaukar defeated. Like, holy shit. God damn it. Yeah, I was gonna say, if he's not dead, he could blow him up. Or just go out like a fucking boss.
I'll go to the next station and report this attack to the Landsrat. How? I'm Fremen.
In the Sci-Fi Channel version of Dune, one of my favorite lines, I forget which movie it's in, but somebody's like, can they be trusted? And the guy says, we are Fremen. Like, or they are Fremen. It's like, what do you mean, can we be trusted? The Fremen. It's like the Millennium Falcon just needs a kick. Kick it. The engineering of how that thing wouldn't vibrate itself to pieces, or how at the base it just wouldn't shake. Like, how would they gimbal or... Damn. The one was right there. Going for a ride. There's no way she's actually... Did Kynes escape on a word? No. Yeah, that's what I thought. I'm upset.
I serve only one master. His name is Shai Hulud.
Outstanding. Come and get us, bitch. I like that that send off a lot more, even though it's horrible for Kynes to be eaten by a worm, but it's away. X-Men 2 vibes.
The mystery of life isn't a problem to solve, but a reality to experience. A process that cannot be understood by stopping it. We must move with the flow of the process.
That was a wild and jarring, quiet cut to this. Oh, okay. Baron taking a bath in a lava lamp of oil. Oh, right. Okay, this is him recovering from the gas attack. Okay.
Nothing survives such a storm. They're dead.
So it's done, finally. So squeeze, rabbit.
Squeeze, Arrakis.
Yes, Uncle.
It's like Neo and Trinity flying above the clouds in the third Matrix. And then back into hell. Yeah, I guess we can glide, that's cool. Hey, we're fine, we're fine. We got one on each side. Yeah, still not a good. I'm still just smiling. This is me smiling. I don't know what it looks like. Let me look. It's kind of just a dumb look, a dumb face. Run erratically. You saw the instructional video. You see, this is like the traditional still suit of the other movies. But it looked like, when he was looking at the future, their battle armor was like this white, bulky, you know, kind of an in-between.
You good?
As good as a hypnotic pregnancy, you know, can be. I recognized, there's no, wait a minute, but it looked like Duncan, Idaho. And it's like, he's dead, but there were, I forget what they called them, clones essentially made.
Don't be frightened. Even a little desert mouse can survive.
You have much to learn. And I will show you the ways of the desert.
Trying to figure out who that was, because we saw him earlier in a vision. Seems to be like a sensei moment, but it's not Stilgar.
We'll cross after dark. That's how the Fremen do it.
Yeah, they do most things at dark. Sleep during the day when it's brightest and hottest.
Run!
Yeah, must not fear. Fear is the mind killer. Yeah, worm is the life killer. He just stopped right at the rock. It is cool, though, how it kind of looks like an iris. Yeah, they know you're here. They called it off knowing it would funnel you over to these rocks. They're on top of it. I know it, but you should expect it to. Ninja mode, what's up?
Do not run. You will only waste your body's water.
Stilgar, you're waiting. We need their water.
This is what I told.
Go back to reason, Stilgar. He's not the one.
Sticking to the books. I like this. Which means I know what the fuck's about to happen. Shit is gonna be one-sided and real quick.
You were a weirding woman and a fighter.
Our conversation ran short.
Arrakis. Vanadbelili Hiyak.
You hear that, Jaharis or Jairus?
I would not have let you hurt my friends. They say you are the mighty, but you look like a little boy.
Oh, is that the guy who was teaching him in the future?
Jamis, I have spoken.
I invoke the Untold.
You may not challenge a Sayadina.
Then who will fight in her name?
Jamis, don't do this.
We're doing it now. I guess he's not going to end up teaching Paul. Or maybe this isn't the challenge I'm thinking of. There was someone in the book who was pissed at him and he made a challenge, but I thought it was later on.
Where's the Outworlder?
He just looked like childish Gambino for a split second. I have not seen Solo yet. I know Donald Glover plays a role in that movie as young Lando.
May thy knife chip and shatter. This world will kill you. Quicker this way.
Boy doesn't know our rule. There's no yielding under the Amtal rule. Only death is the test of it.
He's trained with all these weapon masters and scenarios. It's like he's disrespecting him by leaving him alive. I hope the next movie doesn't leave out Jairus's kids. They become Paul's. That's part of the gig here. I wonder, was he thanking him for the death in that handshake, or realizing you're the one, you're gonna take us the rest of the way? If I remember correctly, there's only 2 or 3 chapters in the book. It's like Arrakis, fucking Paul, Muad'Dib.
You're one of us now. A life for a life. Come with us to Sitstavra.
Not for spice. Not for the riches. But for the strength of your people.
Are they gonna show us the water tombs? Looks like it, you know. This is the music to Thanos in Endgame. I know, Infinity War. It's like the drums would come in, dun 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 dun, and Thanos would be killing someone. Dun 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 dun. Yeah, no off-worlder has seen that. She had 8 lines this whole movie. A total of 12 words. See if there's any sort of end credits or something of the like. Alright, that was Dune. It is a reaction video because I've not seen this movie, but I knew the lore, the content going into it, the story. And overall, man, my thoughts are pretty positive. I'm pretty happy with what I saw. I don't know if it's just because it just happened. Some characters didn't get as much attention as previous movies and shows, but then again, those were either rushed or had pacing issues or more time to flesh everything out. With this just being part one, I realized they have to set the stage. In the book, like Paul and Caladan, it's like when I read the book, it felt like it kind of started after Paul was with the Fremen. Like everything else from Caladan to migration to the Emperor, the Harkonnen and the Sardaukar, that's all just like, this is how we get Paul Atreides into the desert with these fanatic people, and he's got these, I don't want to say psychic, but there are perception abilities and seeing the truth of things and in things and perception. And that's on top of all the weapons training and everything growing up that he's had. So, and he's been trained as a Bene Gesserit, so he does have that shit going on too. So many, many different dangerous skill sets overlapping onto one prophesized entity. And they get into that further in the books, but that's obviously not in this movie. I'm not gonna lie, going into it, I did not know it was gonna be a two-part thing. Like in the beginning, it said Dune Part 1, and I was like, oh, okay, so I knew they weren't gonna get all the way through the book. Honestly, like, I thought when I heard Dune was getting produced, like, I just thought it would be more episodic, more Game of Thrones setup, but maybe, you know, just doing two big dick movies at once, you know, is a better thing, because it's one director, one production crew. You're not handing it over to people every episode or turning over and worrying about season restraints and getting ahead of the material and then writing yourself into a corner, and then the characters aren't fleshed out and are hollow fucking shells of what they could have been and would have been, and their arcs that they were taking, and you forgot them. You ruined all these characters. I'm just butthurt about Game of Thrones the last 2 seasons, but a lot of people are. I'm enjoying Raised by Wolves on HBO. I loved True Detective, so Westworld 2, oh my god. So I'm not shitting on HBO, but maybe now that I'm thinking about it out loud, it was better this way. Yeah, cinematography beautiful, the sound design great, the ornithopters, shields everywhere. That stuff was solid. Some of the characters, like I mentioned, were slimmed out or completely removed. I get it, but guild navigators are kind of important. I don't know what we're going to do there. Was Thade even in the movie? Fade, is he going to be brought in, you know, in part 2? Because he's an important part. Tufir Hawat was captured in the books, but we only had a few scenes of him early on, and then post the Harkonnen and Sardaukar invasion, nothing. So I wonder if in part 2 if we're going to get him with his little cat companion, giving him his antidote. The acting wasn't good, or it wasn't bad. It was appropriate. Is that what I'm trying to say? If I didn't know better, I would say that the acting seemed flat, or it seemed like, not flat, but it seemed like contained or a little repressed, a little, you know. No, that's not fair though, because there was some crying, there was some emotion, there was some, you know, some sorrow. I just feel like as maybe, you know, Paul, he's younger here, he's still, you know, under the watch of his parents for most of this, and I don't know what I'm expecting. You know, it's not Happy Time Playland in the sandbox. So yeah, there was humor. I'm like forgetting that there were pockets of humor. There were some sad moments. There were a couple happy reunions. So it was sprinkled in there. But I just think the tone, maybe the seriousness of this world, just might turn off some people. They might not be able to connect with the characters, or you know. Yeah, that's the thing. No matter how well done a movie is, if you can't connect with the characters, you're not on the journey. You don't have the expectations. You don't care when bad shit happens. You don't care when good shit happens. You're just kind of, you know, out of it. So it wasn't a problem for me. I knew the material was a lot of fun. And it's weird for me to hear myself speaking now in real time, because I just know that when I look at this in editing, it's going to be like, holy shit, dude, you watched the movie, you finally did it. So Dune was great, but I think this is going to do it for me for now. Thank you all so much for being here. I appreciate it. We don't get our time back, so thank you for spending it here. I hope to see you all in another video. Like I said, I do mostly TV show reactions and reviews and whatnot. Throw a movie in every now and then, but thanks again for being here. Hope to see you soon, and goodbye. I've just been smiling and smirking this whole time. It hurts, it does.